Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another Blu-ray and DVD video review for everybody out there. And the first thing I'm going to show you here is from Arrow Video USA, and this is directed by Irvin Berwick, and that is Hitchhike to Hell. And what this is about, it's about this guy who he's driving along, he sees a hitchhiker, and he picks her up, and they start talking and that, and then she says about why she's running away. She's running away from home, and he's like, well, you know, what about your mama? Aren't you afraid you're going to hurt her feelings? And she's like, no, I don't care about my mom. She can go to hell. She could die in that. And then he starts like getting all angry and stuff, and then he ends up killing her. And the reason for this is because and you find this early on, his sister ran away from home, and that really hurt his mom's feelings, and he's kind of a mama's boy and everything, and that really, you know, hurt the family and hurt his mom, and, you know, hurt him, and it just like affected. So when he hears this bad stuff talking about it, he kind of like takes out all his anger and aggression on this, you know, whoever the hitchhiker is, but he sees the hitchhiker as his sister, and he's, you know, kills them. So it's kind of like this manhunt. Who's this serial killer? You know, this hitchhiker guy. This guy that's killing hitchhikers, or girl. They don't know, you know, if it's a male or female at the time. But you know, they find like a wire, because he works in like this like dry cleaning place, and he delivers. That's why he's driving around all day. And so yeah, this is going on in like Glendale, California. This is all happening, and this is from 1977. And you know, it was actually pretty cool. It kind of had this grindhouse feel to it, kind of sleazy in a way. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. The main character is kind of likable, even though he's the killer. He's kind of likable, but every one of the hitchhikers is like, they just, I don't know why, it's like something with it's always the family, you know, nobody really gets away. It's kind of a shame, because everybody's running away from home, and that's the scary thing too. Like, I know it's California, it's a big place, but like, I don't know, it just seemed like there was only two policemen on the job, one of them being the professor from Gilligan's Island, and so that was cool to see him in this. It was also influenced, it says here, by the depraved crimes of the likes of co-ed killer Edmund Kemper. So it's like based along those, like, you know, killings, and also from the vaults of legendary exploitation producer Harry Novak, who did The Child and Toys Are Not for Children, and those are both, you know, movies that I really like too. So that's cool that he was on this. You know, it has like that, like I said, it's like a trashy kind of feeling to it. And the picture, it looked pretty good, but I don't think it was cleaned up amazingly. Like, it still had like a grindhouse feel to it, and that's cool and all. But if it's going to be on Blu-ray, you know, you want it to be clear. But I didn't mind it. I kind of liked it because it had that look to it, had that feel to it, and everything. Some of the lines were kind of, you know, shitty in a way, like the way they delivered them, but all in all, I thought it was a pretty decent movie. I liked it, and I'd watch it again, definitely. But now I'm going to show you what's inside. And there you have the newly commissioned artwork by the Twins of Evil. I like that artwork. And then if you reverse it on this side, you get this artwork, which I think is really cool as well. I think I like this one more, but this one's pretty cool too. And then on the inside here, you have a booklet and you have a Blu-ray, and it is region A, B, and C. And there are the special edition contents. If you want to pause it now and check them out, you can. Like I said, you have this skinny little booklet here. Not much to it, to be honest, but pretty cool, you know. Pictures, cast and crew, all that kind of stuff about the restoration. And there's the back. So yeah, I definitely say check this one out. I thought it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it a lot, and I didn't, you know what to expect going into this. So I had a good time watching it, and I think I'd watch it again. So that's Hitchhike to Hell. Next up I have here, also from Arrow Video USA, is Apprentice to Murder, and this is directed by R.L. Thomas. And what this is about, it follows this guy named Billy Kelly, and he's kind of like gets involved with Donald Sutherland's character, who is this powwow guy, powwower, they say. And you know, he's kind of shunned from the community. You know, he practices his ways, but everybody kind of thinks he's the town crazy and everything. And what happens is there's like this plague coming around that's killing off livestock and that. So they're like investigating into this, and they believe that it's this like local this local hermit that's around town that's causing this. So they're looking into this and everything, and you know, all this stuff that happens. And while they're doing this, Donald Sutherland's character is teaching Billy, who's played by Chad Lowe, you know, he's teaching him his ways so that he can, like, he's like his apprentice. And there's also Sara is in this, and she's like the love interest of Chad Lowe. Chad Lowe's only playing like a 16-year-old boy, and this is also based on a true story. They don't say based on a true story. It's like, you know, basically influenced by a true story. And it happened actually in Pennsylvania Dutch country. And when I was first watching this, I thought, wow, that looks like Pennsylvania. And then it said Pennsylvania like 1920 something, like 27, something like that. And I was like, holy shit, you know, that's cool, you know, that's Pennsylvania. And here, when I looked it up, I was disappointed. They went all the way to Norway to film this. And I thought, if this actually happened in Pennsylvania, wouldn't it have been easier to just stay and go to Pennsylvania instead of all the way across the world and go to Norway and that? I mean, but the thing is, Norway looks like Pennsylvania Dutch country. So it's pretty cool. But yet I was kind of upset. I thought, oh, that's cool. I wish they would have filmed around here. I really like the setting of this. I like the times, you know. It's like dirty, everybody's like working. He's 16, working in this like factory kind of place with like leather and everything, and Sara comes in there, and like they right away they hit it off. And like I said, Donald Sutherland is doing his thing. He's also like, you know, it's like every Sunday people, you have to go to church kind of thing. And also Billy's father is this alcoholic and like really bad, and you know, his mom and him are trying to, you know, keep it all together and everything, but the father just like drinks all the time, and Billy tries to put like a spell on him kind of thing, like to help him with that, and you know, without him knowing. And it's a pretty decent movie because there's a lot of things going on in it, and you think, is that really happening or is it in their head, you know? And you don't find out until the ending about whatever, you know, what happens, obviously. So I'm not going to give that away. But yeah, I thought this was a decent watch. I'll be honest, I don't know if I'd watch it again, because now that I've watched it, it's like, I don't know, because I didn't think it was amazing, but I liked it. You know, I really like Donald Sutherland's character. It's like, his name was Reese in the movie. He's like, I don't know, he has that look to him. He's scary, but yet he looks friendly at times too. He's like, I don't trust him. I don't know how he's taking it. You know, you can't tell sometimes, but he's like such a great character. He almost kind of looks like, is it Ruford or something like that from Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Not the show, but the movie. I want to say Ruford, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but he kind of looks like that in a way, but you know, 1920s. But yeah, not too bad a movie. I thought it was pretty good. Again, probably wouldn't watch it again, but it looked good and sounded good, and captions were good. So now I'll show you the inside. And there you have the cover here, and that's newly commissioned artwork by Haunt Love. This is the second one that I've seen from Haunt Love. I believe the other one might have been Crimson Peak, or was it Flowers in the Attic? I don't really remember. It was one of those. I think it was Flowers in the Attic. But anyway, that's Haunt Love's artwork there. Pretty cool. I like that artwork. But I do like this one too. I like the original. You know, it's pretty cool, the clouds up there. Very, very cool. I like either one, to be honest. And there are the special edition contents. If you want to check them out now, you can. And here you have the Blu-ray and the booklet. And the Blu-ray is Region A. Again, here's the booklet, another skinny booklet, artwork by Haunt Love on there. You open up, you got, you know, cast and crew, same thing I always say, you know, pictures and that, images, you know, there's Reese, you know, about the restoration, and there's the back. So yeah, worth at least one watch. Probably, like I said, only one watch. I wouldn't watch it again. You know, it's kind of a snoozer in the beginning, but you know, it picks up because you're wondering what's going on. What, you know, you want to see what happens. You know, it kind of keeps your attention, but yet at times it doesn't. I don't know. It's weird to say that, but yeah. So that's Apprentice to Murder. And last I have here from Arrow Video USA is Robocop, and this is directed by Paul Verhoeven, and it's from 1987. And what this is about, it's a futuristic Detroit, and you know, the cops are like, they're basically bought by this company, OCP. They're the, I want to get it right, Omni Consumer Products, and they basically like kind of own the police. And so they have this program that they want to do, and what happens is there's this other program where it's the Ed 209, I believe it is, and it's kind of like this like big kind of tankish robot, and he kind of falls through. So they have this other program, the Robocop, and what happens is it follows this cop named Murphy, and he's new to the precinct. He got transferred over. And you know, he goes out and he makes partners with you know, he goes out with his partner, and they investigate this crime that happened. Like they robbed the bank, and they followed them into this like weird like steel mill kind of place, not, yeah, like a abandoned place. And what happens is Murphy ends up getting killed there, like really bad. It depends on what version you watch, but either way, he gets killed pretty bad. So then they take him and they put him into into Robocop, and he goes out and he's like the, you know, part man, part cop, or no, what is it? Part man, part machine, all cop. So he's like this like badass cop, you know, but a machine. And so things start to happen. He starts getting like these memories back and everything. And you know, he wants to go after the guys that that killed him. And you know, let me just tell you, this movie's fantastic. I haven't actually watched it in a while, and it still holds up for me. I love this movie. I've always liked this movie. I even like RoboCop 2. Part 3 I've seen probably once or twice, and I don't really remember anything. All I remember is him flying through the air in a rocket. I don't know, but the RoboCop, this movie is fantastic. Like I love it. Love everything about it. I love the music. It like pumps you up. He's cool. Like there's like fun. It's not supposed to be funny, but like the first guy he encounters, like just like keeps saying "fuck me, fuck me, fuck me." It's so funny, but like, and then he like smashes and he flies through like a refrigerator. And he just turns around to the people. And he's like, "Thank you for your cooperation." And like, you know, that's like his start of like the first thing he does. It's really cool. It's a, you know, for the 80s and that too. There's a lot of graphic to it, especially when you watch like there's the director's cut and there's a theatrical cut. And I've seen both before, but this time I watched the director's cut. It looks fantastic, you know. But the theatrical cut, it obviously cuts out some things. Director's cut, if you want like a lot more blood and violence, definitely watch that, because especially the part with Murphy, and you could tell because there's like a different quality grain to it, because like the whole movie's cleaned up and that part's kind of cleaned up, but it's still like raw material in a way, and you could tell it's like the part that was added. And when Murphy gets killed, it's like way more fucking violent than on the theatrical cut. Like they shot, like fucking fill him with holes with shotguns, and like they fucking shoot his hand off and all this. It's like insane. It's so brutal. It's so brutal. So it was just, it's so cool to see that. And then like there is so much stuff on here. I can't go. I don't usually, I just, you know, show you the back, which I'm gonna do. There's so much stuff on here, behind the scenes and interviews and all that kind of stuff. This is jam-packed. Like, this is the edition of RoboCop to have. I had another one that has, I still have it, that has like all 3 movies or something like that, and this one blows it away. And I know, I believe Scream Factory or Shout Factory, same thing, they have 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. I've never seen them on their Blu-ray, but this is fantastic. I wouldn't get another edition. I don't think this needs to go anywhere else. You know, the transfer looks amazing. The interviews are great, and you know, it's just such a great edition. But let me show you now the inside. Actually, I'll show you the front side, and I'll show you this all, you know, all around. There's the new artwork there, which is beautiful. Love that artwork. Doesn't say who did it, but it looks really cool. And then that's what there's a booklet and the Blu-ray, and then there's a poster and all this stuff. I'll show you all that stuff. And you get the back. Look at all those contents. There's tons of it. And then like this flap is still on here. I left it on, and that's what the back looks like. That's pretty cool. I always like to see what's on the back of these, because it's like a little, like, not an Easter egg, but like a little, like, something has to do with the movie. It's not, but it's subtle, you know. There's nice hard cardboard, you know, kind of thing. Very, very cool. Love this great edition. I'm not bullshitting you. So now I'll show you the inside here. And like I said, here's the newer artwork, which is fantastic. And then you can reverse it to the old artwork, which is also fantastic. Either one works. I think they're both amazing. Of course, that's obviously the original, and you know, that's, you know, on everything with Robocop. It's gorgeous, but I think this artwork really, really does it justice. I think it's amazing. And then on the inside here, you have some goodies over here that I'll show everybody. You know, booklet and all this kind of stuff. And here's the Blu-rays. Here's the the director's cut, and that's region A. And then there is the theatrical cut, and that is also region A. The first thing here you have is actually a sticker. It says, "Warning, this property is protected by Robocop," and that's really, really cool. You know, won't stick this on anything. It's gonna just stay in there, cool and all. But you know, that's the first thing you got here. And then there's these lobby cards that they have, which are pretty cool. It's the same thing, same image on here as that. That's awesome to me as well. I love that. But you got these lobby cards here. Very cool. Scenes from the movie, obviously. And you know, I'm not one. That's a great pose. I'm not one for these lobby cards, but like, I like these ones. I usually don't care about these kind of things, but I like these ones a lot. And I actually misspoke. The booklet wasn't in the case like that. It's in its own. Look at the size of this booklet. This is for one movie. This is chock full of things. And look at that front cover. Amazing. It looks great. You know, and again, you got all the casting. There's so much stuff. There's so more than cast and crew. There's interviews, behind the scenes, all this kind of stuff. It's just incredible. It's so full of stuff. And then you got the back here, which is the same as the lobby cards. But wait, that's not all. Act now, and you also get this Robocop poster with the new artwork on, which again, I love it. And it has on the reverse side the old Robocop poster. Amazing. This is fantastic. I'm not one for posters. I always say that. I love posters, but I have too many of them and not enough wall space. This one is going up. So there is all these special edition contents on here. It's gonna be really hard to read it all, but if you can, you know, pause it a few times and check out what's on here. So yeah, hands down, this is probably my favorite thing that Arrow has put out. At least top 5, you know, top 3 maybe. I love everything about this edition, and I love when they have these in this hard, like, cardboard thing. It adds so much more character to it, and again, so much more love goes into it when they do this. I swear. Not that they don't put love into the other things, but when it's like this, it's just like so much extra special, you know. But I love this, and I love this movie, and you can't go wrong. And honestly, to me, this is the best edition out there, and I don't see how this could get any better unless it comes with a Robocop head or gun or something. So yeah, very, very cool, great movie. You know, looks fantastic, sounds good, and the captions were great. So much you can't go wrong. So yeah, that's Robocop. Next up I have here from Epic Pictures and Dread Central Presents is The Fair, and this is number 23 for those of you keeping track in the order. But yeah, that is The Fair, and this is directed by D.C. Hamilton. And what this is about, it's about this guy. He's a cab driver, and he's driving down this road. He gets this fair kind of like in the middle of nowhere. He doesn't know if it's a prank or whatever. And sure enough, it's a real, job. Somebody's actually there waiting. And it's this woman. And he's driving her, and he's talking and that and everything. And up ahead is this storm coming up. And all of a sudden, the cab dies, the lights go out and everything. And he turns around, she's gone. And he radios dispatch. And they're like, well, just chalk it up to a loss or something like that. And he turns the meter, restarts the meter, and here it starts up again. And he's same thing, same stuff on the radio. There's like this alien talk, and stuff like what women want, stuff kind of thing. And he gets the fare again, and here it's her again, and they're going through this thing. And he doesn't remember any of this, what's going on, because it's just like this in this like loop. And what happens is, like, one of the times he actually remembers her, and apparently he hasn't for like 100 times now. And so the loop is still happening, so they are trying to figure out why this is happening to them. How do they stop it? How do they get out of this loop? What happens if they do? They're trying, like, did we try this? Did you try this? And they keep on going. And it's very, very cool. I gotta say, I really, really like this movie a lot. I think this is probably my favorite movie that is released on the Dread Central Epic Pictures line. I thought this movie was fantastic. It's not a horror movie at all. And the whole... I can't say it because I have to watch the movie and then watch the behind the scenes, and they explain everything. But like the whole thing that's going on, why he is the cab driver, and what's going on with, who are these people and all this stuff, like, it's really, really awesome. Like, it's really thought out, and they did such a good job in this movie. And it starts off black and white, as if like he don't remember. So once he starts remembering and he touches her hand, it turns to color. But like, it looks so good in black and white, and I thought, oh, this movie's going to be black and white. That's pretty cool. But it ended up being in color, and it still looked really good. Fantastic, fantastic movie. I really, really enjoyed this a lot. It's like this, like, romantic mystery kind of movie, and you don't know what's going on. Like, are they in a time loop? Is it aliens? Is what's going on with this stuff? So you really don't know until the ending of what the hell's going on with everything. And I was glued to my seat, as they say, and watching this. I just kept watching, and I definitely would watch this again, just for all the little Easter eggs that I might have missed. Well, I know I missed in the first time watching, but now that I know what things are, I could watch them again. And then there's other things that weren't mentioned in the interview that I could probably, hopefully, try to pick up. Fantastic. And again, I don't want to give any of that away, because that would really, really give a lot away. So that sucks. But definitely check this movie out. I thought this was great. And there are the special features. If you want to pause it now and check them out, you can. And there's a closer look of the fair. Very cool looking cover. Watching the trailer, I wasn't sure if I was going to like this or not, to be honest. And I ended up like enjoying it so much. Like, I almost wanted to watch it again right away. And it doesn't happen very often. But there's the cover. And you got the inside here. Just a Blu-ray, and it's showing the meter there. And the Blu-ray is region free. Movie's actually a little shorter than an hour and a half. It's 82 minutes, but I think it flows along perfectly. There's no downtime. You know, it's like I said, it keeps you very interested and glued to your seat. You want to see what's going on and what happens to these people in this movie. Fantastic. And in the interview with the writer Brinna Kelly, who actually stars as Penny, the woman in the cab in the movie, she's a writer, and she explains, like I said, like the Easter eggs and all that kind of stuff. She's like, so you can't watch that first. You got to watch the movie first and then watch the behind the scenes. There's not much behind the scenes you know, on here, but like it's very cool. Like, you know, the making of, extended sequences, stuff like that. Fantastic. I can't say enough good things about this. I really enjoyed it a lot. And you know, I think everybody will. And with that being said, I actually have another copy of this, and it's sealed, and there was some goodies that came along with it. Like with this, I got my edition, and it also comes with this like chocolate, like, you know, like a gold coin, but like it's chocolate if you open up the wrapper. It's one of those, and I forgot it. It's in my freezer, but it's in the but it's a gold coin. You got that, and it also came with a poster, you know, that is right here, and it's a poster of the fair. You know, nice cool poster. So like I said, I have another copy for the fair, and anybody who comments on this video in the United States is eligible to win that copy. It'll come with the coin, it'll come with the poster, and obviously a sealed up Blu-ray. Now, I don't know if Dread Central accidentally sent me 2 copies, or that was meant to for me to give one away. So rather than just keep a copy, I'm going to give it to my viewers as a prize. So, you know, that's how you're going to win. Be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video, and I will pick a winner random. And also, if you could, leave your email down there, because my last contest, it was really weird, and people, kept trying to comment and it wouldn't leave it. And you know, and being this contest, I will be sending it out, so guarantee you will get it. Unlike my last contest, my winner did not receive it from the company. They said they were going to send it out, so I actually sent my copy out to the winner. So I hope they enjoy that. But yeah, I'm going to be able to keep my copy of this because I have an extra one. So, you know, that's it. Be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. You know, not just a hi or anything, but like an actual comment about something about this movie, or which one of these movies that I'm reviewing today are you looking forward to the most. But yeah, so that'll be the contest, little thing here I'm throwing in. But yeah, The Fair, great movie. Probably, it's almost over, 2019, probably one of the best movies I've seen all year. But yeah, that's The Fair. Next up I have here from Mill Creek Entertainment is Ultraman Orb and Ultraman Geed. And to be honest, I don't know which one is first. I think it's Orb. I'm not 100% sure. But basically, these are like a continuation, and they're more newer episodes, like 2016 or so. And I've watched a little bit of these. I didn't watch the whole thing, to be perfectly honest. But I did like what I saw. It's more a modern TV show, like how the original Ultraman and, you know, Ultra Q or whatever it was, it looked like, you know, like it's in the 50s, and it looked really cool, like old, you know, kind of fighting movies. And this is definitely more like the Power Rangers nowadays. I don't know if people like them to be compared to that, but that's what I see when I see this kind of stuff. But it's pretty cool. And this one, they have like these devices that it's kind of like these cards or something, and they kind of transform into Ultraman. There's not just Ultraman, there's other ones. And there's also a movie in here, the movie for this. And then Ultraman Geed is, I believe it's like, there's a Ultraman, and then there's like an Ultraman Belial, and he's like Ultraman but evil. So there's like that one here, and each one of them has 25 episodes plus the movie event here. Plus you get the digital, you know, from Movie Spree. You put them on there, you can watch them, you know, on various devices as well. Very cool, and I'll show you what these look like inside now. And here's the slip cover. You just pull it off, and you got this really nice Blu-ray, pack underneath. Very awesome artwork. This might be the one with Belial. I might mix them up. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know the lore, hardly at all. So, but I just think they look really cool, and people are, gonna like them, especially in the Power Rangers. You got the back of it there. Very cool. And the inside, you have the discs. Disc 1 is under here, but there's disc 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6, and that's the movie right there. But there's 5 discs. Technically, the 6th one is the movie, and it's very, very cool. Very nice hard Blu-ray case that they have them all in. I really like it like this. And then here's Ultraman Guide, and it's pretty much the same thing. You get the slip cover here, and underneath has some pretty cool artwork, and on the back there, really cool. I really like it. And again, the same thing on the inside. You got the discs here, and it's cool that there's a different image on each one, and then the movie. Very cool. I really want to dive into these and really give them a chance, because they are very cool. Again, it's more kind of like the Power Rangers, and I'm sorry if I offended a hardcore fan who was like, that's not what it is. But either way, I want everybody to know that these are available now at Mill Creek, and they're very, very cool, and they're just really neat. They kind of look very modern, very, very modernized. Kind of like they have a really nice camera now. It's kind of strange, and there is the audio is captions, but you can't change it to just English. That kind of sucks for these, but at least you get subtitles and you don't have to learn another language. Unless you already know the language, that doesn't matter. But yeah, there's these 2 from Mill Creek now. And also now, this is available. This is Series 3, and it's Ultraman Ultra 7. And this here, I actually have the steelbook this time of this. And this is pretty cool too. It's a continuation of Ultraman, all that. There's so much Ultraman stuff, it's amazing. And there's, looking it up online, because I was trying to make sense of some of it, it's there's just so much going on, and the way things end, it's like a hint at other things to come. It's crazy. But yeah, here you got Ultraman 7, and here's a nice, cool, clear, sort of clear slipcase here. You got, it says the 7th member of the Ultra Squad. Very cool. I honestly don't really like his eyes. I think they look weird, but there's that. And then you have the steelbook here and a booklet. Steelbook's actually pretty nice. I really like the cover art here and stuff. It meshes very well with the clear slipcase. And on the back you get that. And then on the sides, it's nice. It's a very cool steelbook. I really like it. And then on the inside here, you have, I'm not 100% set on this, but what are you going to do with the steelbook? They have all the discs stacked up, like disc 1 through 3 there, and then 4 through, I believe, 6 or 5, something like that in there. But it's very cool. And then there's an image underneath, but I'm not going to show you that because I have to take everything out. But it's a very nice steelbook. And to be honest, I really like the steelbook, but I'm always so afraid it's going to get dented. And just like the other one, Ultraman, the Ultra Q or whatever it is, I like the bigger packs like that, and I just think they're cooler to display. But this one, it's less room on your shelf, so it's up to you, whatever one you want. And inside, just like Ultra Q and Ultraman, they have an episode and information guide here. So inside here is your table of contents and stuff like that, but then it also tells you about the episodes and what they're about, and it shows again all the different creatures and the monsters they fight and tells you about them. That's really cool that that's in there. So yeah, that's Ultraman Ultra 7 Series 3 in this Ultraman universe that Mill Creek is putting out. So the next ones that'll be coming out will probably be in January. So looking forward to getting those and adding to my collection, and being able to sit back and just watch hours and hours and hours of Ultraman, and actually get into this hardcore like I would really like to. So yeah, that's Ultraman Ultra 7. Next up I have here from Mill Creek Entertainment is Santa with Muscles, and this is directed by John Merlowski, and this is from 1996, and this is starring Hulk Hogan, who plays Blake Thorne, who is this like really rich guy, and he's like the richest guy in 10 states, and he's very conceited and all about himself, and he lives in this place in this like really big house, and he has these servants who attack him to kind of like help him practice for whatever, and he doesn't really say what, but he just likes to do this, and he has no care for anything, even the law. And then one day he's running from the law from the zany shit that he's doing, and he accidentally falls and hits his head, and when he comes to, this one guy that was kind of robbing him, but he's like, oh, and he's like, oh, who am I? And he's like, he's dressed in like a Santa outfit, and he said, wasn't obvious, you're Santa Claus. So he wakes up thinking he's actually Santa Claus, and he goes out and he sits, at the place, the North Pole in the mall. It's a pretty cool looking mall, to be honest, too. I really like seeing old malls in movies. And he sits there, and like trouble happens there, and he becomes known as Santa with Muscles, and he's gonna go to this orphanage, and he's gonna like basically help them, because there's this evil guy, Mr. Frost, who is buying and terrorizing everybody in this town, and they want him to help them out and stop Mr. Frost from doing all this stuff, and it goes from there. I've never seen this before until now. I can't even tell you if I've actually heard of it before. It looked familiar, but I know I never saw it until now. It has a really, really young Mila Kunis in it. And, there's some familiar faces in this. Garrett Morris is in this. Clint Howard's in this. Which is funny, because I don't know if Don Stark and Clint Howard have starred in anything since Evil Speak. So it's kind of funny to see them in this. They don't really have like a back and forth or anything in this. But it's just kind of funny to see them too in this. And Don Stark played like this... Lenny, his name was. He was very, very annoying. He's supposed to be kind of like the comedy relief guy. He's a bad guy, but he's funny. I don't know. He's just very annoying to me. The movie was cheesy as hell. It was kind of fun, to be honest. It actually made me laugh at times, and it definitely, I don't think it keeps up with the times nowadays, but it was fun. It was a fun watch. The weirdest thing is seeing Hulk Hogan without his handkerchief, bandana or whatever, on his head, where it shows him like actually like blonde with hair, and everything, and not like when he, and in fact it had to be a wig, because I'm pretty sure he was pretty much bald on top for like ever since I used to watch him in wrestling. There's even a quick little appearance. I caught it. Like he's in disguise, but I had to make sure it was him. Bruce the Barber Beefcake has actually like this henchman in it really quickly, and I thought that was really cool, because I wondered, oh, what other wrestlers are in this, because when Hulk Hogan was in Suburban Commando, The Undertaker was in it, and so was somebody else. I can't remember who. Somebody tell me who the other one was, but I know Undertaker was in, a very young Undertaker, and I just thought that was pretty cool that Bruce the Barber Beefcake was actually in this, and he had a little part. That was cool. But whether or not there was anybody else that were wrestlers in it, I don't think so. But I could be wrong. Maybe I just missed them. But yeah, the movie was, like I said, cheesy and fun. The captions, though, were off. They were really strange. Like, there were certain things that they would mix around that they would say, or they wouldn't say the right thing. And I don't know why it did that. So captions weren't that good with this, and I don't usually say that captions aren't good about a movie, but they weren't very good with this. They didn't match up very well. But you also get the movie spree on here. You can put it digital on your computer, your phone, Roku, Fire Stick, whatever you have. And I actually do that. I take the digital codes, I put them on there, and they're pretty cool. They play nicely. There's a weird navigation in the beginning, right when you put on Movie Spree. You have to push, like on Fire Stick, you have to push like the 3 lines first to get up the, to go to what you have, which I think is weird that they do that. I think it should just be there automatically, but maybe they'll fix that, maybe they'll change it around. Everybody always changes their shit around, so I'm sure one day that'll get all changed. But yeah, this is another Christmas movie. you know, for everybody in case you haven't seen it, or if you're a fan of Hulk Hogan, or you just want another Christmas movie to add to the list, I'd say check this one out. It's fun. It is a Christmas movie, but to me it doesn't superly scream Christmas. It's not like Christmas like jammed down your throat or anything. It's just like he's Santa, and he's Santa with muscles, and he's helping them out. Plus there's no snow or anything, and it just kind of like takes you out of it. I don't know. I think of Christmas and stuff like that. I think of snow. I think of cold, and they're in like California or something like that. But other than that, I'd say check it out. Not bad. You know, not a bad movie. Kind of fun. Not the best Christmas movie I've ever seen in my life, but it was fun to see a different one. One that I haven't seen before, and one that's like, what, 23 years old now? It's crazy to think it's that old. But yeah, if you want to see Hulk Hogan with blonde hair, you know, actual his hair, check it out. It's kind of strange. And a young Mila Kunis. So there's that. So yeah, that's Santa with muscles. Next up I have here from Unearthed Films and MVD Visual is Famine, and this is directed by Ryan Nicholson, and I believe this originally came out in 2011, but this is released now 2019 here. And what this is about, it's about this school named Sloppy Secondary High School, and they have this, like, they used to have this annual thing called the annual famine thing, where they like don't eat for 24 hours. And what happened was, at this one famine that was a few years ago, one of the teachers got, you know, horribly disfigured and suffered from this, like, something that happened to them, you know. And so now the famine was canceled. So now it's, you know, years later, and they want to have the famine again. And what you know, some killer is going around masquerade in this like mascot looking mask, and going around and killing the people that are involved in the famine. Now the first thing I want to say is, on the back here it says 2 years after a high school prank at the original famine, but I believe in the movie they say 5 years ago. Now I don't know if I'm mishearing it, as I did have captions on. The captions were fine, to be honest, or if it's wrong written in here, or if they meant 2 years on there and they said it wrong, because if it was 5 years on there, these kids would have been like 8th grade, and now they're seniors or whatever. So 2 years would make more sense, but I don't know. But, you know, it's kind of like supposed to, I guess it's supposed to kind of be a comedy with horror, and there's times where it's funny, but there's a lot of times where it's just, you know, I love dick and fart jokes. You know, I love those kind of jokes. But there's times where it's like too much and they don't stop, and it's like, oh my god, just stop with the you know, those kind of jokes already. Like, just move on, because it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's too immature, but like it's starting to get to me. It's like, oh my god, you can't, like, I hate when you can't be serious at all in a movie. And you know, again, the school is called Sloppy Secondary, and some of the kids are really ridiculous. Like the main girl, Jenny, she's annoying as hell. She's hot, but she's annoying as hell. Most of the kids in this are very annoying. Like the one girl's this nerdy girl, and she's obviously just talking the way she talks for the character, but her character is kind of weird and annoying. But that Jenny, I just can't figure her out. She's like they talked about her like she used to wear glasses, and now she don't. They still call her Four Eyes, and like, she's dressed very provocative, and she's not ugly. She's, you know, she's pretty hot, and yet they still make fun of her, call her a nerd, and all this shit. But the way she retaliates is like very strange. She'll just start talking, and she'll scream the last few words at you. And I don't know if it's just the acting or if it's the character or what, but she's kind of annoying. She didn't really bother me at first. I kind of felt bad for her. Then after a while, it's just like, you know, I probably would make fun of her too. I don't know, maybe not, but kind of like that character in Sleepaway Camp 4, or Return to Sleepaway Camp, where he was like, you felt bad for him, but he just kept on being annoying, and that's why everybody like will make fun of him. That's kind of how it was with her. She was like, it's like I feel bad for her, but then it's like I could see why they're doing it. I don't know, but you know, there wasn't a ton of I wouldn't say there's any likable characters in this, to be honest. It's kind of pervy. There's like the teacher that wanted to get this famine together again. Like, you could totally tell she has something something else up her sleeves. She's very strange, and I don't know. But the thing with this movie is there's some gore in this movie that's pretty cool, like throat cutting and stuff like that. They do this like one part with they scalp the girl, but like I think it looked good, but how it was executed was pretty bad. Like, you could tell it was fake, and it didn't like with the other things like throat cutting and shit like that. It made me like, ooh, you know. But it was just like, it looked like a fake prop you were pulling off of her head. So there was things like that, but it did look good, and I don't think it was shot too bad. I like the whole school thing. I like that they're in this school. They're not even trapped. I mean, they sort of are. There's chains. She's like, why don't you get the chains off? But it's not even locked. It's just, you just pull it off. So I don't know. And then when she put the chain back on, she just kind of put it on there. She didn't even tie it. It was very strange. But, you know, it's a cool setting. It's a cool idea. I like the mascot idea as a killer. But, I don't know. I think some of the acting was pretty bad. And I didn't like anybody in the movie. And the ending is kind of like, is that it? You know. So I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't watch this again. I don't hate the movie, but I don't really care for it. You know, to be honest, I've seen people say if you're gonna watch another movie from Ryan Nicholson, I believe it's Gutterballs. I've heard of that. I've never seen it. I've seen that like cover for that like all over the place. I've never seen it myself, but I don't know. Maybe I'll check that one out and like that one more. But this one I just didn't really care for. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it, or I just didn't get it. I don't know. But I didn't really care for it. But like I said, the gore was cool. So if you're into that kind of stuff, or like a movie that's not going to take itself seriously and has a lot of blood, here you go. There's Famine. And the extras on here, there's a still gallery and trailers. That's it. There's nothing else. This is Region A, and it is 100, or no, I'm sorry, it is 77 minutes. I can't read. But anyway, yeah, 77 minutes, so it's not that long of a movie. But, and Unearthed Films, they do put out some good stuff, like Purgatory Road. I love Purgatory Road. So when I saw this was Unearthed Films, I was excited for it. But it's no Purgatory Road, I'll tell you that. But, you know, that's okay. You know, they can't all be winners in my eyes. But I'm sure, I know other people like this, but it just wasn't for me. So anyway, that's Famine. And next up I have here another one from MVD Visual and Juno Films. This is Ever After, or Endzeit. I didn't think that's how you say that, Endzeit. This is a German film. And this is a post-apocalyptic Europe movie. And what this is about, it's 2 years after the zombie apocalypse, and there's these two cities that have survived, and one of them is Weimar, and the other one is Jena. And Weimar, if I'm saying this wrong, forgive me. Weimar is a town that's basically like any newly infected zombies get shot on sight, while Jena, on the other hand, is more looking for the cure. So they're like totally different kind of places. And if you're in one of the cities, it's illegal to leave it, you know, on your own. And there's one like kind of like this like trolley car thing that goes through that's for supplies, but it's like a long journey, and there's nobody operating it. And of course there's like the zombies out there after you and everything like that. So it's all no man's land out, and that's just it. That's all that survived of humanity after, well, at least in Germany. They don't say about other countries. They might say like it happened, but they never say about or show America or like, you know, China or something like that. They just show these two cities that survived in Germany, and that's what they do. And now there's these two women that are on this. One of them is Viva and Eva, and Viva is this girl. She's trying to get to Jenna to find her sister, and the other one was like this girl who she was kind of like in charge of things, like they're always looking at the fence and that, and she ended up having to shoot somebody. She cut off her arm to stop the infection, but they made her shoot somebody, so I guess she like kind of got sick of that. And they both stow away on one of those trolley things, and what happens is the trolley kind of like gets stopped kind of like in the middle of nowhere, and nobody knows they're on it, and there's, you know, zombies somewhere out around them. So they're going to try to venture out and try to get to Jenna. And along the way, of course, they run into, you know, zombies and all this kind of stuff. And then you got nature trying to stop them. And you know, the movie was actually not that bad. It didn't like completely focus on the zombies. And, you know, I do say I'm sick of zombie movies. You know, they're all kind of the same. This was actually kind of different, especially with the nature part. I don't want to give anything away, but it's very strange what's going on. And I get it. I think I get it anyway. Again, I can't say what's going on. But it's basically nature trying to take back the earth kind of way. But that's not even telling you anything. It's like very strange of what's going on. It's kind of cool. It's again, it's something that, you know, you haven't seen before. I thought it was pretty cool. You have to read everything because they talk German, which doesn't really bother me. I'd rather not, but you can't do the subtitles. There's no subtitles on this, and it is an hour and a half long. It actually goes by pretty decent. Like, it's not boring or anything. You get to learn the characters, and they stop in some pretty cool places. Like, there was like kind of this, like, almost like a castle surrounded by a moat they went into. That was pretty cool. And the zombies, you don't really get a big focus on the zombies. Not just about them, but like, you don't get to see them up close like a lot. There are some zombies under the water that are pretty cool. But, you know, it's not big on the zombies. Obviously that has a big thing to do with the whole movie, but it's mainly the focus of the two girls and them trying to like become friends and just trying to venture their way across to get to this Jenna. And Jenna. And they have this other, like, the demons of their past are kind of like following them. It's a very strange movie. It's very well done, very well shot. There is this one zombie who, like, they're like, I never saw one like that before. She's in a bridal gown, and she's like moss and stuff growing out of her. She looked really cool. She was pretty scary, to be honest. Pretty scary. But yeah, there was a couple jump scares in it that got me. But yeah, I didn't mind this movie. I thought it was pretty decent. Would I watch it again? I might give it another watch, just to maybe see things I didn't get before. One thing I wish they did have on here was like a behind-the-scenes thing, that they could explain the movie more to me, you know, like, because there's hidden things in here, hidden layers, or like a whole nother, maybe I'm not even interpreting it right. I just wish I would hear, like, from the director what they think this is about, like on the fair, like they, you know, she explained everything about the movie. And both of the actresses in this, like the main focus of them, are pretty likable. The one is kind of more badass, and the other one's kind of like, she hasn't ventured out since this happened. The other one has been. But it's cool to see them, you know, form this friendship and this relationship. And again, it really is something different, like, especially the whole thing behind it. I haven't really seen before. I can't think of anything that I've seen it before. But yeah, it was very cool movie, and I enjoyed it. And it was, I didn't say, but it was apparently a graphic novel Enzyte, and it's directed by Carolina Hellsgaard. That's a cool last name, Hellsgaard. And it is region A, B, and C. And inside here we have the Blu-ray. It just looks like that. There's nothing else. There's no, you know, digital codes or anything, but it's a pretty cool cover too, to be honest. Like, that would catch my attention, and it did. I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, I would say give this one a shot. if you want to see a different kind of zombie movie. If you're sick of zombies, I guess you're probably just going to skip it. But again, this isn't, you know, highly into the zombie thing. It's more like a focus around the story with these two girls, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so that's it. I would say give it a shot. Why not? So that's Ever After. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and follow me on any one of the social media links in the description box below. Also, don't forget about my contest for your copy of The Fair. You know, just be a subscriber, leave a comment below about something about this video. You know, can't just be like a hello or something like that. You know, an actual comment about something I said during this video, like, you know, let's talk, so I can comment back, we can converse. Also, check out the trailers below. I'll have a link for the trailers if I find one. But I always say, proceed with caution. There may be spoilers. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.